Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years of coaching experience, coaching all over the world, doing lots of rando things, even being a sports agent at one point. But I like to break down all the goals scored in the Premier League and give you some insight to what's really going on in the game of football, because a lot of these ex-pros and idiots on TV don't have a clue whatsoever of what they're talking about. So I'll give you a structured format. I'm not here to do the drama and the VAR and all that stuff. Sometimes I do, let's be honest, sometimes, but it's not what I'm really about. But I'm going to talk to you about how this first goal's come about here, because it's very important. So if you've got a team that passes out the back, you've normally got your players that do it, right? You've got your Rodris at your Man Cities or your Declan Rices, your pivotal player that sits back, and they call it the pivot, by the way. It's not a bloody pivot. I can't even remember the name for it, but they've decided because he pivots the ball from one side to the other, it's a pivot. No. But what you really want to do, if you're trying to play, trying to combat this system, you sit one of your players on it, and every time they've got the ball, you try to nick it off him. So that key build player that builds up the system doesn't want the ball anymore because you're constantly trying to nick the ball off him. And that's what Brentford do right here. They nick the ball right in this area, waiting for that pass. Key, they're creating a dynamic pressure pocket, and they've done it pretty well, and they've broken through, and off they go. Boom. Now they're just using Ivan Toney's pace and power, going in behind and trying to beat you on a foot race. Because if you can win the ball high up in this area here, you're basically one pass in from getting into their 18-yard box, and they are. So they put the pass in, bosh, and now it's off to the races. Something else, though, because I'm so critical on defenders, I'm going to show you, I can't remember which one it is, it might be this guy here. I'm going to point out he does something quite decent, but it's still bad. But I like the way his mindset's going. He's thinking. And he's a bit unlucky, really, but he's thinking. I'm just moving it on so I don't get copyright struck by the Premier League, which they seem to do. Actually, they haven't been doing it since I've stopped criticising VAR. Wonder what that's about. Conspiracy theories. Get your tinfoil hats. Right, so the next situation here, we're on a 2v1. Absolutely fine. You know that you can't really challenge because he's ahead of you. He's going goal side. He's going to get his shot off. But then something else happens. This is pretty interesting. Do you see that? He stops and he realises someone's over here and he's going to put the cross in. So he starts already going over here to cut the cross out. Brilliant. Well done. An actual defender. Look, he's going across, anticipating it, knowing that he can't tackle the ball because his mate's already doing the job. Brilliant. A defender's realised there's someone already trying to tackle the ball. I can go over and cover the pass just in case. Fantastic. Well done. Now here's a bit poor from the keeper, mind you. Shot comes in, bump, and the keeper parries it straight there. Maybe he parries it straight there because he's hoping his mate is going to clear the ball for him instead of trying to put it around for a corner or get rid of the ball a little bit better. I have a sneaky suspicion he's parried it to his defender here to clear, but he hasn't really realised it. Bush, and he slid in and he's got himself a goal in the net box. Yeah, but the defender, though, he was switched on enough to understand that I don't need to be there. Somebody else is doing that job. Come back across to do another one. Well done. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we are, looking at this next goal. We've got Timo Werner here. Actually, I think Timo Werner's a bit of a quality player, but not in the way you think of like, oh, he was scoring loads of goals in the Bundesliga and then he was rubbish for Chelsea. Yeah, because I think they played him kind of out of position a little bit. In the Premier League, he can't really play as a striker, but he has massive amounts of pace, and he's really good trying to beat somebody on the outside and deliver. If he does this, they're going to have got a really good player here because he can create goals with his pace and just nicking the ball straight into the middle of the field. If you think of him as a striker, he's rubbish. If you think of a guy who's going to get you down the field and put the ball into the middle, he's going to be really good at that. But also, I want you to look. I can see this straight away and already know where the goal is going to happen because I can see the space here and I can see this guy here, and he's an idiot. Right, because basically, this guy's going to receive the ball here to make a 1v1, right? You're going, okay, but why is he an idiot, Cash? He's going to run back here and try to help him. No, he doesn't need to do that. And this is what you just know what the problem is straight away. So his job is to come and fill this gap here. Because immediately as soon as this guy gets beat, he can step in and defend him, right? This guy's going to get beat. This guy is going to help Werner beat him because he's going to go down and double up and get too many bodies in the way. All he needs to do is track and cover this space here. Not get involved with this player here. There's no need to be involved over here whatsoever. Absolutely no need. He needs to track here, back up his mate. When his mate gets beaten, he gets to go. His mate comes back in and covers for him. Doesn't watch what happens. Bosh goes, he's magnet, he's going towards the ball. You can see it, he's going towards the ball. He's got no idea of this space here. If he had just run, kept his 1 foot over here, this is where he'd be now. So when his mate gets beat, he's here to make a tackle. What's what ends up happening? Bosh comes across, he's overrun and overcommit. So now, when he's trying to make the tackle, he's in a bad situation. His body shape is not correct. If he was where I wanted him to be and where he should have been, he would have been here. So then he would have been able to hold the player and not just get beaten because his body shape is wrong and his momentum is taking him out the wrong way. Bomph, and he's completely done with a little sidestep. He wouldn't have been able to sidestep him. He doesn't understand that. And the reason he doesn't understand it is because he can't see the space opening up behind the defender straight away. He's just running to the ball and the defender. Terrible, terrible. But then what they end up doing is, for some reason, they've got a whole bunch of players free here in the middle and they just get in each other's way. Look, it's a whole calamity of errors. Everyone's trying to get in each other's way and... Oh, sorry, I had to have a bit of a pause. God, I'm coughing because I'm quitting smoking. So, everyone's getting in each other's way right here, and everyone's just not being able to win the ball because there's no sort of cohesionness here. And then all of a sudden, the ball just gets blonked in because there's too many cooks spoiling the broth. There's too many players trying to do the simple thing, and no one's really taking charge and controlling the situation. And they're not seeing the situation unfolding as fast as it really... Like, I can see that straight from the halfway line of what's about to happen because the space is opening up, and they're not able to deal with it or understand it quick enough. And there's 3 defenders. They should be stronger. You can't bully 3 defenders out of the way and get the shot in. It's just not good enough, really. But yeah, well done, this Spursy. Again, we're on the transition. The ball's been played out to Timo Werner. Like I said, he's going to be great for Spurs. They're just going to put the ball out and go run down there, mate. Don't run inside. Just run down the line. If he does that, he's going to be great. Then what he'll slowly figure out, he'll get some confidence and he'll know when he can run in and he can stay out there wide. If he does that, I think he's going to be a really good asset for the Spurs. So as he's running down here, though, you can see where the ball's going to come. You can see it's here. Or his other option is to beat the player and just get the shot on himself. But this is what he's going to get better at Spurs. Let me move. He stops the player here and fronts him up. But this is where Timo Werner is going to be good, because he's got all this space to go into here and he's not trying to score. He's just trying to deliver. So the pressure's kind of off him a bit. And he can beat you for pace. So when he brings you in, he's bringing you in, and he's going to do you. And he's done you. Then he's just putting the ball across and hoping the ball gets there and someone's there to finish it. Quality all over from him, to be honest. Let's see if he does it for another 3 weeks before I actually make an opinion on that. Yeah. If he gets a bit more consistency, we'll say he's going to be a bit more quality. Ball comes in, tapping on the back post, Spurs get another goal. As this goal starts to develop, the same problem with the first goal is the same problem with the third goal. The defenders here just aren't really strong enough. They're just not, they're just weak players. So what I mean by that is when this ball comes in here, Bosch, look, it comes in, threaded. Okay, this guy's overstepped because he doesn't realise what he's doing, because he shouldn't be pressuring the ball. Let's go back and show you what should have been happening. This guy should be pressuring the ball, right? Not him. He needs to be coming over here. He needs to be dropping and taking the space away, because the minute he goes here, he's going to run in behind. And he doesn't seem to know that. I don't know why. And the reason is, by the way, if he's here, he can pressure the ball. He's not. The difference of that 5 yards is the reason why this goal goes in. And he doesn't understand that. He can't be pressuring this high up. He has to be here to do that job. Gets it wrong. Then what ends up happening, the guy's in behind and no one can challenge him. Now everyone needs to be strong, stand up firm and put in a tackle. Well, this guy does at least. But it's a very similar situation in the first goal when someone barreled their way through and got the ball into the bottom corner. Now they're just barreling his way through. No one's really strong. So when he hits this little block here, the ricochet falls to Richarlison. And what universe am I in when Richarlison keeps scoring every week? I don't know what timeline it is, but I don't want to be in anymore when Richarlison is scoring goals. And he does. Bosh! Gets it into the net box. Let's look at the last goal. This is just awful. Spursy players kind of slipped and fell and knocked the ball back, but of course, because it's a pass, he's not offside. Ivan Toney's sitting there. I think it's Ivan Toney sitting there. Dosh, he can now turn, run into the goalkeeper, and then just slot it past him into the net box. Bosh, there we go. Overall, look, I think Brentford could have got another couple of goals. I think Spurs could have as well. I think that game could have ended at 5-4 and everyone would have gone, yeah, whatever. And now it could have been either way. It's good to see Ivan Toney back, even though he's a dirty cheat for gambling. I don't know why everyone sort of idolises dirty cheaters, but they do. Like I can't stand players that have got hypocrisy like that other, what's that fake player, Jordan Henderson. He's another dirty cheat. But we'll save that for a cash rant someday.